G'day guys, it's a freezing cold December morning. We've just been out marking a new vineyard for where the posts are gonna go, and as you can see behind me, the vineyard is pretty much ready to be established. The rain delayed the new development, but we finally getting to it, and in the next couple of weeks we'll plant a few hectares, which is very late, but classic Tscharke style. We'll try to get it done quickly before vintage. And I wanted to show you the soil. This is a great moment to show you the soil, because obviously we've just worked it, which is not something we do at all, apart from when we first established a vineyard. So we are at Grenache North. You might recognize a couple of familiar blocks at the back there. There's the contours of Grenache Blanc. On the other ridge, we're gonna plant these long rows of Grenache. So we already have Grenache, which is the vineyard just past the new development, and Mataro or Mourvedre at the bottom. So yeah, these long rows are all gonna be Grenache all the way there. Next year we're gonna plant some Shiraz in that patch. And then down here is where we're gonna plant our two new white varietals, Roussanne and Picpoul. So yeah, I just wanna show you the difference in the soil, being a very undulating terrain here. As you can appreciate, there's quite a difference, and you can already notice it probably from here. There's a much lighter patch here, bit of calcareous soil, sandy, and again sandy, just darker soil turning into loamy, and a very dark patch over there, which is obviously at the bottom of the ridge where all the heavier, richer soils collect, of course. This might be a bit boring if you're not into soil or vineyard or wine, but and I'm not an expert, I should say that, not at all an expert on geology and soil when it comes to viticulture, but it's just pretty easy to appreciate the diversity and I guess all these characters that might come from the different patches in our vineyard, and yeah, the varietals we grow on the different soils as well. So take you for a little ride. Let's have a look at a couple of examples. Okay, so we start from here in what's going to be the Roussanne and Picpoul vineyard, and as you can appreciate here, we're looking at clay rich soil, very loamy clay, very dark overall, very fertile as well. There's definitely more organic matter around here. East is just over there, and obviously these vines are gonna see mainly the cooler sun in the morning, and then the sun is gonna go over the ridge in the afternoon. We only moved 50 or so meters from there where we were before, but you can already appreciate how in this vineyard going north the soil gets more and more sandy. So this sort of same soil type, but you'll see a slightly lighter color to it. There's a bit of gypsum as well that we put in the rip line, but it's probably less loamy and yeah, starting to go more sandy. We're still talking, you know, clay rich soils. You start to see a few surfaced rocks, which make it a very interesting vineyard in my opinion. And yeah, you can see here, obviously the tractor has been running over this, but so that's why it's more compacted, but you can see how, yeah, it is a bit more sandy, sandstone. Let's go find something different. Okay, almost on top of the ridge here. This is actually a little bit of a break in the rows, because that's where the whites are and this is where Grenache starts. So this is going to be a headland for us to yeah, get in and out of the blocks with machinery. And right here you can see everything turned sort of grey, that sandstone that I was talking about before, just over there. It's way more visible here. but very similar in composition, or I mean physical composition. They're still very relatively soft soils, probably very well draining as well over here, being mainly sand and grey stone. But you can start to see a few rocks surfacing. You can start to see a bit of the more calcareous subsoil surfacing as well. I hope you can hear me, but just here in front of me, we are turning from the grey-ish soils to brown clay. It should be pretty evident just here. I'm riding just over the brown soils right now, and you can probably see in the distance how it gets loamier again. Just over there is a patch of darker soil, and here we start to see more of the rocks surfacing. And now it's still very calcareous, but this is probably more mild. There's a bit of limestone clay, much denser rocks, much heavier. And yeah, I can see a few around me, a few there and there. A bit of the chalky limestone underneath. Those are the contours of the Grenache I was talking about before. By the way, when we ripped and sort of got the vineyard ready, the land ready for planting vineyard, we rock picked as well. So a lot of the very big rocks that were on the property there have been picked so that we can actually work with machinery. But you can see the piles of rocks just there, and there's more piles in the middle. So yeah, there you go, the darker soils that I mentioned, just on this ridge. You probably would expect soils like this to be at the bottom of a slope, but yeah, for some reason this tiny patch here is very dark. And let's get in here. Okay, and this is where it starts to get really interesting. On top of the couple of ridges, so I'm on one, and then sort of goes down, back up and back down. It's the rockiest, of course, and so here you really see the rocks surfacing. And actually, sorry, I should turn my motorbike off. And yeah, and here you can really see a diversity of rocks. So starting from, you know, more sort of sedimentary stuff like this, you can see the layers, you can see the different colors. You know, you got gray rock here, which is quite beautiful, almost blue stone as well, and then next to it you'll find quartz just like that, and then that same reddish limestone clay formation there. And you can see some chalk again, but really here you can see the layers, which is quite interesting. Almost looks like water was here at some point, so I'm sure that is the case. And yeah, and there's quite a bit of quartz as well here, chalk there. Yeah, that's why I really like this spot. Another beautiful quartz just here. It's probably hard to appreciate from the camera, but this quartz actually has got a pinkish hue, and we definitely see pink quartz throughout this block as well. See if I can show you what they're doing just over there. So Glenn is driving the tractor. You can see tractor marks just here, and Kylie and Mitch are just looking for the little knives that we put in the ground and just chucking posts over the side of the trailer. Yeah, and then we'll go stand them up and push them in. Okay, and oh, should put my parking brake. the grand finale. We are on the highest point in this vineyard. My favorite spot up here, even also courtesy of a friend of ours who's into rocks and just has dug a pit just there. We were able to really see what's going on underneath, and here look at the diversity. We've got this beautiful, I don't even know what this is, but it looks, just the color of it, it's got that orangey color and a lot of chalk and this very friable sand, and just, yeah, so special. And over here you can really appreciate the chalky subsoil. But let's just check in here. So we got anything from that purple-ish color. I don't know what that element might be in there to give it that beautiful color. Yeah, chalk, and all of these you can literally just break by hand. It's there you go. It's beautiful on the inside as well. Massive chunks of, yeah, literally just chalk with all the different colors throughout. Beautiful purple. Let's see in here. Yeah, some blue stone as well throughout the chalk bits. Yeah, really quite special. And yeah, every here and there you also see granite, which well, in many other places around the world indicates some of the older soils. Those, you know, metamorphic rocks, usually very old formations. You can see stuff like these and all the layers of the sedimentary deposits. And yeah, so this is Gnadenfrei. That's why we're so excited about Gnadenfrei. This is Gnadenfrei North. Just over there past the ridge is Gnadenfrei South on similar soils, and we're really planting it to the right varietal onto the right soil and the right aspect. You can see how Grenache Blanc is facing east, Grenache is facing west. We've got Grenache here. It's going to be a very diverse block. We might even pick it to make different single vineyard wines from the different areas of this vineyard. We've got Mataro down at the bottom on loamier soils. We've got Grenache on sand just over there. Whites over there facing east again on richer soils. We've got Shiraz on rocky soils just there. Yeah, this is really exciting if you are into wines and wines of terroir and sub-appellations and microclimates and all of that. This is as exciting as it gets. Yeah, so that was a little update, a boring, nerdy update on the vineyards. Cool, that is all from me today. I'll hopefully catch up with you before Christmas again with another video. Otherwise, Merry Christmas everybody, Happy New Year. Catch you on the next one.